Hello and welcome to another Nikke video. A new developer's note just dropped and we're going to take a look into it. I'll be summarizing what they said so you don't get bored of me reading line by line. Hope you enjoy the video. So first off is the director here. He just goes off and says that they published it about 2 weeks ago, the prior developer's note, and they're going to go ahead and explain more what they were talking about. So first up here is this August 3 main improvements. And here they're just talking about Solar Raid mostly, but they're saying they're going to be fixing this where it says here, we are fixing the random pattern issue and the stopping of automatic attacks in Solar Raid. So depending on what Solar Raid boss you were at, they would sometimes have a random pattern, which wasn't really too random. It was like 2 or 3 patterns, but depending on what you get, you have to really focus, and if not, it would wipe out your team. So pretty much what they're saying is that they're going to be eliminating some of that range, so it's going to be a little bit easier and more streamlined. I don't think they're going to get rid of all of the patterns, but it'll probably just be one pattern and then you'll be done with it. And then further on, they're going to say over here as well, it says we plan to expand the criteria of obtaining frames to avoid excessive competition in Solo Raid. So now what they did is they improved the range of how you would obtain a frame. So currently, just to get the top frame, you have to be less than 1%, frame 2 less than 5%, and frame 1 is going to be less than 30% here. But after the update, frame 1 is still less than 30%, but frame 2 they doubled it from 5 to 10%, and for frame 3 they did 1 to 3%, so they tripled it. So now it's not going to be as sweaty to get this frame 3, but you still have to be quite up there just to get it. And lastly, it says we enhance the ease of play of challenge mode in all events, enabling quick battle in cleared stages. So pretty much if you're able to clear the stage just like a normal story, you can just hit quick attack and you can just easily finish the stage without you having to do it over and over and over again. So luckily this is just going to speed up gameplay, because now you don't have to keep doing the hits. Even knowing you're going to succeed, you can just immediately succeed and not have to worry about it. And then next is the improvements under discussion and ongoing fixes. So here it says we are exploring a system wherein the union leader is succeeded by another member if the leader does not log into the game for a long time, which this is fantastic. I was hoping they would have done this way sooner, but I'm glad they're addressing it now, because I know there are some unions where sometimes the leader just does not log in. Sometimes they'll be more than a few days or maybe for a few weeks. So now what they're going to be doing is that if they haven't logged in, unfortunately, they didn't say how long. I'm hoping for a few days that it's automatically going to kick it in over to somebody else and they go ahead and take over. So that way, if a leader does abandon a union, and all the members in the union don't have to worry, someone's going to automatically take over. And on this second paragraph here, it says to control the situation where it is difficult to aim due to the animation when the boss target appears in normal stages, we're preparing a battle setting option. We are also developing an on and off function for the blur effect that occurs outside the scope area when using a sniper rifle. So pretty much what they're showing on here is that whenever you're doing any stage and then the boss rapture comes in and it like automatically zooms in and like it forces your camera to go where the rapture is for a few seconds. They're saying they're going to fix that, so no longer will it be zooming in. You could actually disable it. And not only that, what they're trying to do too is they're trying so the rapture doesn't leave the screen. Sometimes they'll do like 3 or 5 hops where like you're almost beating a stage, but then it'll just hop, and it'll hop for like 2 to 3 seconds, and it'll come down and you'll hit it, and then again it'll hop for 2 to 3 seconds, and sometimes they'll do it repeatedly, and you'll fail a stage just because of that, not because of your ability. And then for this scope, finally, I was wondering when they were going to do it, because then if you go to training, just to go to test out a Nikke, or even if you go to the Nikkepedia and look at the unit, it's whenever the sniper units aim, it's not blurred while you're training. Yeah, you can see the target no problem, you can see the Nikke no problem, but in actual battle everything is blurry. And I'm glad they're finally going to be introducing this, because now you could actually see Helm's excellent costume now. So now she's going to have another one with that new unit. And then lastly, this bottom part here is going to be talking about the SP arena. So pretty much you're going to be backing off a bit of the restructure. So I guess a lot of people didn't like it, and I'm assuming it's going to be mostly the whales that didn't like it. And since money talks, they're just going to go ahead and fix it. So I don't know exactly what they're gonna do, but they know they screwed up something with the SP Arena. So so I guess so I guess they're just gonna go try to fix it however the best they can, but they haven't really said what they're gonna do with it. But let's go ahead and go to the next one. Okay, now here the Alice macro unit users are going to be on suicide watch here, but it says sanction against macro program use. So pretty much what's going on is they know that a lot of people are using macros, and pretty much they understand for the people that do not use the macros that it's affecting basically the top score, because they're never going to get number one unless they do have a macro, because there's no way that you could consistently have Alice shoot at that speed, you know, manually. There's just really no way unless you're like a god with the mouse. So now what they're doing is they're going to be updating the game itself and also the security of the game to detect external third-party programs that are like auto clickers that are going to do it for it. And not only that, what they're also going to do as well is they're going to limit, here it says, limit the use of emulators aside from the official PC version. I don't know how exactly they're going to do that, because I mean, there's BlueStacks could play it, LD Player could do it, and I think they had some collaboration with both of those companies. So I don't know how exactly they're going to do it, but yeah, so they're going to, I guess they really don't want people to use emulators in any capacity anymore just because of the macros users. And on top of that, what they're going to do, it says we will give out rewards to all commanders, because they basically feel that the commanders that knew about the macros and didn't use it, the developers felt like, oh, that there's really no use for those commanders to try to improve, because the macro users are going to immediately outscore them no matter what. So what is the point of them even trying, really? So they're going to give us rewards, and they're going to really try to stomp that out. So if you do use macros, you might want to hang that up, especially if you invested a lot into your account. Think about all that money. I mean, you could try refunding it, but that's always a hassle in itself. And he just says right here, I'd like to express my deepest apology for delaying and providing guidelines for relevant policies and establishing the systems. Just because they did already say it twice or maybe 3 times about macros and just say, hey, you know, don't use them. But obviously people are going to use them, and now they pretty much said, okay, now we're going to be keeping our eye on it. All right, now they're right here. It says the August event guide, see you again. Which here in this brief paragraph, they're just saying, oh, hey, hopefully you like the event, you know, that they currently do, where Mass, you're trying to find the golden ship. I mean, yeah, I like it. I mean, Mass, she's a very fun character, so I didn't mind it at all. It wasn't as good as the other events, but it was all right. And then here they talk about the actual CU event, and for this one, they're actually going a little bit above and beyond, so they are doing it fully voiced for the whole event. So not only Helm and Anise are going to be fully voiced, anybody else in the campaign as well is going to be fully voiced. I'm not sure who else is going to be in the campaign. Most likely Anchor as well. I mean, Leader could be in there. Maybe Freema. Like anyone from the part 1 of the event. So maybe even Sugar. I mean, hey, she could be there as well. You know, so they're going to be fully voiced and all of that. It says Helm, who everyone has been eager to meet, and Anise, who finally gets to wear a swimsuit, will accompany everyone in the summer event. Our hope is that you can truly enjoy the summer event full of special colors of the Goddess of Victory, Nikke. And right here they go in a little brief detail that this says prepare new content, and it's going to say barbecue activity, which for this, as I once I read this, I was assuming it's going to be something similar to the Christmas event, where, you know, you're just tapping on stuff. Hopefully it's not as bad where, you know, you have to reach a certain amount of taps, because I know people were complaining about that. Some people said, oh, my arthritis and stuff. And then they say Kraken, which I'm not exactly sure what that is. I mean, based on the picture that they showed, I mean, there was a dark figure in the water. So, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be a fishing minigame, or we have to back off the Kraken, or maybe it's like a challenge stage, maybe something like that. A short animation, that's always nice, and a background music for the summer. So besides being voiced, all these other things are going to be coming to the game as well. So I'm glad that they're actually trying to improve all the events, and hopefully this is going to be more moving forward, because this game does generate a lot of income. I mean, a lot. They make a lot of money with this game, and they could afford to do this if they want to, and hopefully they do this more often. Okay, and then right here they're going to be talking about August of introduction, Modernia Special. So pretty much finally Modernia's costume, the costume that everyone voted for, and by a landslide it was, I believe, option C, which it looks like a sleeping outfit, which I already knew right away seeing it that one was going to win, because I mean, hey, she looked cute and yeah, she looked awesome. Okay, and it says it will be available upon login during the events that begin on August 24th. So this is coming very, very close. So make sure to log into the game during this time to make sure to claim it. It's everybody's for free. And not only that, it says right here, the costume will be provided as a unique level costume, which includes a character's cutscene and a short story about the costume. We hope that these become a present and an event that brings you happiness. So this is completely new, and wow, when they originally said that they were going to go above and beyond for this costume, yeah, they really meant it. I mean, besides having the character cutscene, because I think with I know Rupee's gonna get it, and I think Drake's racer costume already has one. They have a special cutscene, you know, for their burst. But for the special short story, yeah, this is gonna be the first one that the first costume that actually has a short story. Most of them they just give you, and they maybe have a few special lines that gives a hint of like why they're wearing that costume, but nothing short of an actual short story that comes with that costume. So wow, you know, that's actually great. And not only that, don't forget there will be an avatar frame for it as well, so we're gonna get that for free. And yeah, this is amazing, so I can't wait to actually see it, and it's gonna be very, very close. And then lastly, this is pretty much a director talking about, he just first goes on to say that, you know, he's sorry, you know, everything that he was thinking about introducing, you know, he thought it was good, but he's human, you know, which I understand, you know, and he just noticed that some of the things did work correctly how he wanted to, and some of the things he developed and implemented were not correct. And luckily he's able to see, you know, hey, we're wrong. It says the dev team has been continuously learning from our mistakes and failures, and we will continue to work hard and move towards a correct path. So that's great. I mean, that's a great mindset to have. Hey, you know, you thought something would be great, you implemented it, and it actually came worse, and only that, all your customers hated it too. And now luckily they know, hey, you know, we need to back it off and correct this. Yeah, so they go on to say as well right here, say I will. So what he right here on the second paragraph, he's all saying that, you know, for some stuff he wanted to talk about, but he wasn't sure if he should talk about it, and some stuff he talked about more in length when he really shouldn't, like it wasn't anything major. So right here he's just in a mindset. He's like, you know, he's in a conflicting mindset, and now he says, I will communicate with everyone with an open mind. I hope every commander can spur me on regarding to my shortcomings and support. Yeah, so he just reiterated that, yeah, he's human, and that, you know, he's gonna try to be really frank and be and give a realistic details regarding the update. So instead of like him, which, because I think right now we're still waiting for the SMG updates for some of the Nikkes, because I know they said before that they were going to implement them, and I don't think everything's been implemented for it. So and not only that, he knows them as well that, you know, they sometimes overpromise stuff, and not only that, a few times they had to delay a few updates because they said, hey, we're low on manpower and we can't do it. So but now also as well, I don't know if you heard or the game Destiny Child, this company Shift Up is also in charge of that game. And recently, since Nikke was making so much money, that they pretty much had to close down that game because it wasn't actually making that much money. And on top of that, it was actually costing them money, so much so I think they were in the negatives. I'm trying to remember where I read that, but yeah, that game, unfortunately, even though it was their love, he loved that game and everything, but since this game had made so much money, they basically closed down that game, and they're moving all the staff to Nikke now. So now they'll have the staff for sure to go ahead and support this game, and hopefully they do better as time goes on. And it says this last word here, it says, thank you for becoming Nikke's commander. We will work hard to become the dev team and the operations team that can pay back your love. So yeah, I'm glad that he's taking the game more seriously and saying, oh, hey, you know, that that everyone's loving the game despite all its flaws, and even for the stuff that he implements that us as users are telling him, hey, you know, this isn't really good, or maybe, hey, this could be improved. And not only that he's actually listening and just said, okay, hey, he's right, by looking at the SP arena changes, and he said, oh, I'm going to change those right away. And not only that, getting more events to be fully voiced and giving us more rewards and free things that everybody will like. So hopefully this continues, and now with the new staff that's going to be in the game as well, hopefully they're able to fix more of these bugs and any other problems that I happen to have in the future. All right, so I mean, that's pretty much it. You know, I'm excited for Modernia's new costume. Can't wait for that. And that's pretty much it. You know, hopefully you enjoy the video, and I'll see you next time. Scrublord out.